All right, we are back and we're continuing the NaNoWriMo after party here on this channel, asking questions like, so what happens after NaNoWriMo? What do you continue to do? And last time we were talking about, Adrian, your plan is more or less to try to continue on the same project, to at least get a finished draft of it. But you're slowing down your pace. um, I am trying to keep the same pace. Um, but uh, but yeah, so we've got slightly different goals that we're working on now. Um, but yeah, I can't remember what did we say we were going to definitely talk about this time around.
I don't remember. Was there a thing?
It was something that we said we were definitely going to come back to that, and I can't remember what it is now. Um, but yeah, how's it going?
It's going. I don't know. I'm back to writing like 250 words a day. But I also I had a day where I wasn't feeling well, and then I had another day where I was just kind of locked up and it wasn't going. I mean, I'm just counting since Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yesterday I wasn't feeling very well and I just kind of tinkered a little bit and didn't write a lot. Today I today I wrote some, but just like a couple hundred words. I don't know. Maybe I do need to keep doing that just to do it.
Mm,
The problem is I really feel a palpable difference between the like quality of what I'm writing when I'm going super fast versus when I slow down and actually like craft a sentence and a paragraph and a scene.
mm,
Then I'm just like blazing through it.
mm.
I mean, I don't have a solution. I don't have an answer to that. Right now, I'm in a very like these are your choices, either or. You can go slow and write something good, or you can go fast and have a lot of work to do.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I can relate to that, and I remembered what it is we had thought about talking about, is like whether or not it was tempting fate to continue at the same pace, for longer than a month. Like, and what I mean by that is like that's a pretty significant amount of wordage per day, and it really pushes a lot of other life stuff to the side to stay committed to that amount of writing. And also just the inspiration thing, like could you actually hit like an inspiration drain and wind up putting yourself in some kind of writer's block or something if you maintain kind of that breakneck pace. I don't have answers on that one, but um I definitely, what I have encountered is two things. First off, my kids have been sick the last few days, and so I've been being a nurse to them. Like, I spent yesterday and today basically riding from the sick room, and going to get sprites and make sure that the kids are okay, and um, running errands and stuff like that to keep them happy. Um, and it's very distracting. You know what I mean? Like, I love my kids, but it's really hard to like focus if like it's like Chinese water torture. You never know when they're going to ask for something, and then they might ask for like 5,000 things, and then they'll be quiet for 3 hours, and there's no way of knowing like what's going to happen. So I found myself actually getting a little distracted, and towards the end of the day, just kind of like exhausted and put out with it. So the only thing that I've been able to work on for the last 2 days is just the outline, because like it requires very little. Like, that's one of the frustrations for me, is like how little creativity the outline requires. It's just like thinking plot point after plot point and stuff. Um, and so there's not there's none of the writing pleasure that I normally experience. Like, occasionally what I'll do is I'll start to like craft a paragraph that like I like this paragraph's going to work perfect in this location, and I'll get bogged down in that and I'll realize, oh my goodness, like I'm supposed to be outlining right now. I don't need to be writing. And then try to outline, and then divert myself by writing nice stuff again. And so the consolation in that is like it is nice. It's enjoyable to write those sections, but like the outline, it does not push any of the buttons of like creating does. Like it feels very mechanical to me. Um, I really deeply enjoy writing from an outline, and so I've enjoyed writing from an outline that's as granular as this outline is. But um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I outlined a lot, but no, I've not written any new words, just outline. And I'm kind of on the fence. Like, do I just continue outlining? Like, do I just outline until I'm done with the outline? Which I actually am kind of leaning that way, just because life's so hectic right now. Like my mother-in-law's in town, and so there's not. I don't have the house to myself. Everything feels kind of out of sorts right now. Um,
Yeah.
so, so the outlining has kind of been a saving grace in a way, but it's again not as like creatively satisfying.
Do you have difficulty like pivoting from one to the other? Like, is it hard to go from outlining to like creative work and back and forth? Or do you do that pretty easily?
I can do it. It's like as the day progresses, I have a harder and harder time doing anything. So like early mornings are really great. Like if I can wake up at like 4 or 5, that's prime time for me. You know what I mean? But like I have to do a lot to get to that place where like I'm consistently waking up at that time. Um, because my creative energy is really high at that time. And then as the day moves on, um, my ability to generate like creative work drops. But if I need to like write the family Christmas letter or draft emails or do the outline, I can still do that. I never enjoy doing any of those things. And so it almost makes sense. Like what I do is I wind up pushing those things off until later in the day intentionally because it doesn't matter when I do them. If I do them in the morning or if I do them in the evening, I'm not going to enjoy doing any of those things. So it makes sense to do them when my creativity is low because then it's doubly unenjoyable, but it's you know what I mean? Like it's not I don't know, I sound like a spoiled person right now, but these are just
No, I have a no. I am my version of that is kind of I really enjoyed when I worked at night because I would get up in the morning and I would write, and then my wife and my son would come home from work and school, and I'd spend a couple hours with them, and then I would go to work. And it was like everything I actually care about is already over for the day. Now all
mm,
I'm going to do is go make money.
yeah.
Like brain can turn off,
Yeah. Yeah,
or I guess brain can't turn off, but like giving a shit can turn off, you know?
yeah. I mean, that's why I've always kind of gravitated toward jobs in the hospital or like evening time jobs because it doesn't totally destroy my circadian rhythm, but like you know what I mean? Like I'm cashed out. I'm creatively cashed out by that point in the day. Um, so yeah, it sounds like we have come to some similar life conclusions. Um, but yeah, those are kind of that's the fight I'm doing right now. I actually am finding myself having some pleasure in the outlining process because I'm excited about like it's actually kind of pushing me through the swamp. And I'm excited about where things are going now. So I got past all of the kind of like check the box, check the box, check the box stuff. And it helped me catch a few like errors that I needed to fix. So I did spend quite a bit of time going back today and like fixing some errors. And I'm grateful to do that now rather than be doing that later. I've been playing around with this with Scrivener a little bit, but not a whole lot. But like what I've seen in Scrivener has been kind of interesting to me in terms of like character templates and like kind of some plot point and scene templates and things like that. Um, it looks a little worky, you know what I mean? Like this looks feels like work a little bit to me. Um, but I can see the reason for it, and I appreciate kind of what they have in there for those templates. Um,
Yeah, if you want some time, we can get on together. Maybe not like doing this, or if you want to, we can do it doing this. And I
hmm.
can just like screen share with you and show you the things that I like about Scrivener,
Yeah, I
which
like that idea. Yeah,
maybe
let's try to
won't
do that
they
next
maybe
week.
won't be the same things, but yeah.
Yeah, let's try to do that on here next week. And yeah, and just because I am curious, like it I like the it has like a lot of good reminders in it. You know what I mean? Like it has a lot of good like, oh, don't forget about this, you know, and it's helpful and appreciated. Um,
Yeah, and it also has some good like track your progress features. Like you can put a like word count on a scene and it'll kind of like light you up when you've like hit that word count for the scene.
that's interesting. That's really interesting.
And you can flag things by like revision draft. Like this is a first draft, second draft, third draft. And as you kind of finish them, you can click them over, and then eventually you have like everything in final draft. You know?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I need to see some of those features. That is interesting. I do a very similar thing in Word, but I'm just using files in Word, and um, it's not quite as organized, and it's yeah. There's no way to really. I alone understand what I'm doing. No one else could understand it, but I can see where Scrivener would kind of give a workflow to it. Um, well, that's the time. I think that's it for tonight. So yeah, man, stay at it. Keep writing. Um, I wouldn't, man, knowing you and your commitment to quality, um, I would just say slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? Because like that's the other thing is like you've got a draft completed and you're having to like sort. You're having to like keep things sorted, and that's one thing I've noticed with the outline is just how much sorting I'm having to do at this point in the writing process. Like just keeping everything straight. And that this person's got this idiosyncrasy and this person does this thing and don't forget, you know, this plot point, you know, just a lot of sorting. um yeah, all right, well, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, take care. Keep grinding.